Good evening. Welcome to the Spiritual Speakeasy, where the bar is always open and the spirits are always served. This is part 2 of last week's, I don't know what we called it now, permissions. Chrissy, what did we call it?
I think it was about permissions. I'm not entirely sure what we called it, but it was definitely, asking for signs when what you're really looking for is permission.
Right.
And it blew my mind for sure.
I have blown several people's minds with that.
Yeah. And so this week, I know we were going to get into it a little deeper. And then I took some notes. Let me see here. Oh, yeah. I'm working with like Lucifer and Hecate and stuff like that.
We may have a third person coming on. One of my Reiki master sisters as well. You do Reiki as well. Bethany Noble. She may be coming on. It depends if she took a nap or if she's coming on. She's been in training all day and she passed her level 2 certification for QHHT. So
nice.
She's really been working hard and she took a lot of tests today. So today is like a full day. Before we get started, I drew, I have runes on my Lucifer altar and I drew 3 just to see what would pop up, right? And the first one I drew is, I'm going to say this wrong because I have not learned how to pronounce these yet, is Laguz. It's water and it's emotion, fears, and it's a female presence. It's going to be backwards for everybody. Sorry, my camera's flipped. The second one I drew is, I got to find it on my chart. I'm still learning this shit. Is Berkana. It's birth, growth, and health. It says Heath, but I think it's supposed to be health. And the third one I drew is, where the hell did that one go? Kanaz. It's fire, inspiration, knowledge, and insight. What the hell?
It fits.
It's spot on, right?
Yeah.
Always. There's that knowledge base coming from the altar. No permission. I just drew.
Right?
Right? Because I can.
No, you don't.
Trying to figure this out.
And I think, honestly, like, because one thing I've noticed is some religions or spiritualities or whatnot, they have you worship deities or entities or however you want to say that. Whereas I follow, I work with deities or entities, which I think, in a way, I have to change my mindset completely from the worship of asking permission to the sovereignty of working with, if that makes sense.
I think that makes perfect sense. And that's the one thing, like, when you and I started working together, I said I do not worship. In voodoo, that what they always say is you prostrate at the altar. So you had to kneel, you had to bow, you had to, there was like a whole invocation dance that you had to do for the different law. And I'm okay with that, but I was not okay with kneeling. Because kneeling, and I understand why, and there's going to be a lot of people that watch this and go, she's crazy. I don't believe that we're beneath. I think we're at a different dimension, but I don't think we're necessarily beneath the spirits and the different things. And when you kneel, that puts you below, and it puts you're diminished and you're smaller. And I never liked that. Not that I thought I was equal to, I can't say that I was equal to, but I also didn't feel like I was so small that I had to do that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well,
to communicate with something and to share bread or drink with and to talk about advice or being guided. If you're humble enough to ask for guidance, I don't think you should put yourself beneath something for that.
I agree. One of the things I have learned is, you know, I gotta be the right size. I can't be too big for my britches, and I can't be a martyr. I gotta be just me, you know. But that doesn't mean that I'm constantly like on my knees begging for help, begging for signs, or begging for permission. I have to stand
Right.
on my own 2 feet, you know. But I also can't think
But
that, you know,
you
I'm
write
better than.
poetry. I mean, you give poetry to the spirits. You do art for the spirits. We all give in our own way to the spirits because it's a give and take. It's to me, it's an energy exchange. It's not oh my God, I'm so far beneath you that I'm going to beg of you to give me 5 minutes of your time. I don't feel like it's that kind of relationship.
Right. Yeah.
Greg says ruins are very
And
interesting.
then
Hang on a second. I have a couple sets and I haven't started to learn them yet. Grab a table. Greg, like I pulled this one off of, this is actually an eBay. Like you can buy the symbols, but I found a great mat on Amazon, and it's got the 3 houses of the ruins, and as you draw you can put them on there, and it tells you how to say them, and it tells you what it is. It's also wipe offable, so if you're like me and you're eating while you're doing shit, or you're drinking and you spill shit, it's completely wipe off. So like you can't ruin it, which is really nice. Just thought I'd get that in there.
Yeah, it is interesting that you pulled those runes, because I know for Lucifer, illumination, personal truth, questioning authority, those are all real big for him.
Yes, they are.
And I've actually been looking into him through the Italian witchcraft side, where he was brother and consort to Diana,
yes,
and father of Aridia, so in that, Lucifer was a sun god, Diana was the moon goddess, and their daughter was the messenger to the people, to the oppressed people, so that they could learn witchcraft and use it to
rise above.
Maintain personal sovereignty in the face of their oppressors.
Well, knowledge does that, doesn't it?
Yes.
I mean,
that's why people don't want people to know how to read and stuff like that, because if you know how to read, you can educate yourself. If you don't know how to read, it'll be a lot harder to educate yourself. So if you restrict access to knowledge, then it's easier to oppress people.
That's also why they have decided that the kids should not learn cursive, because you can't read like the Constitution. You can't read all the old documents.
Exactly. Like you can't cursive, all they wrote it.
Is it storming where you are? Because I think we're starting to kick up storms, because I'm losing my connection. Are you there?
Yes. Yes, we're
yeah. So hopefully this will clean up. If Greg, if you're on, send me a 1 if it's breaking up bad for you, because it's breaking up on my end now.
Yeah, it's breaking up a little on my end too.
Okay. So yeah, permission. Like, so why do we feel like whoa, we just lost Chrissy. I'm going to keep going. So one of the things we were going to talk about is, what it looks like to stop asking for permission in real life. And when you stop asking, am I even on? Yeah, sorry. I think I'm still on. Yep. When you stop asking for permission in real life, you're going to piss some people off, and people are going to be fearful, and people are going to feel guilty, and you're going to feel guilty, and you're also going to start not actually that bad. Okay. Thanks, Greg. Appreciate that. Chrissy will be back on. I think she's having connection issues then. So, when we stop asking other people for permission, and we stop asking the spirits for permission and we dialogue on an even level with them for knowledge and for the things that we have, the things that we're asking for, that we don't even really need to ask for, but I think it just kind of pumps us up and gives us some recognition. Hang on a second. That may be Chrissy talking to me, going, help. Let me see where she's at. Multitasking here. I'm waiting to connect. It locked me all the way out. She'll be back on. So when we start looking at things in real time and we quit asking for permission, here she is. Oh, there you are.
Hey. Yeah, sent you a message. It kicks me all the way off. We had some lighting and everything just boo.
Well, Greg said there was a small lag, but it's not super bad on the listeners' end, so that's good. She may be bopping in and out. So I was just talking about what's it feel like when we stop asking for permission. Like sometimes we get, I don't know, we feel fearful.
I feel like it feels like you're standing low. Asking for permission, asking people. Okay, response. And the biggest one, the scariest one, in my personal opinion, at least for me, is I'm not asking for anyone to make me feel safe.
Okay.
Like standing on my own.
For me, it's not safe. For me, and I'm just going to say it, it's a lack of responsibility. Because if I ask the spirits for something and then shit goes south, it's kind of like, well, you gave it to me. You did it. I mean, you didn't have to do that. So, I mean, and then my fallback is always, well, I mean, I ask. Must have been okay if they did. If they gave it to me. It must have been okay, right? Like, and then my second fallback is like Chat GPT and Claude. Because if I ask them and they do it, and then I do the response and I do the spell or I do whatever's been written, and then it goes bad, it's like, well, look, I checked with 2 sources, right? I approved it with my spirits, and Claude and Chat said, go ahead and do it. So then I did it. So, I mean, like, shit, whose fault is it? I'm just being honest. Like, I don't lie. I'm honest. Second guessing. Like, do you second guess too?
Yeah, the second guessing, that's the hesitation.
Yeah. I second guessed really big time on my when I had to feed said spirit thing that came in through the mirror, and I had to do a feeding on that shit. And I'm like, well, I know what this is going to do. Yeah. And I went through Chat GPT and Claude, and they told me not to do it. And then I had this gut feeling that was like, you really probably shouldn't do this. But then I fucked around and found out. But I followed through. I followed through all the way through to the end, still following through, still on that train. But I didn't jump ship. I didn't jump the train. So to me, that should have been worth something, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the accountability portion of it. I mean,
I was going, oh shit, well, that was stupid. I'm not doing that again.
Right?
Right?
I don't know. I guess to me, the difference, like guidance kind of feels like a nudge, whereas dependency kind of feels like needing approval.
Right.
Maybe that's how you tell the difference. At least that's how I'm learning, for me to tell the difference anyway.
Well, and everybody's different. I mean, we're just talking about our own experiences. I'm sure that everybody else has had different experiences, and please share your experiences with us. Like, you don't have to give, all the bloody details, just like little, so, we can talk about it unless you want to, and then we'll read that too. How do people react when you stop playing by their expectations?
that's when it gets interesting. Because you're not as easy to manipulate.
No, people don't like that
and
at all.
and people they don't know how to do that, right? They don't know how to deal with that. Once you start setting boundaries,
Oh,
it gets dicey with some people. Not everybody, obviously, but with a a lot of people, it does. Um,
people who have not done the healing work for themselves are very easily triggered by those of us that no longer ask for permission.
hmm Oh yeah, and then one thing too um, is I had to learn if my intuition speaks. Um, why is that the voice that I trust the least? Why am I always asking others, even though my intuition already told me? Why am I asking others? Like, oh, I don't know. Why do I trust my own intuition less than talking to other people? That's that external validation.
Mm-hmm.
And once you stop needing that, then people are like, wait a minute, what do I do with this? How do I handle this?
Mm-hmm. Because I've told a few people recently, I don't care. Boy, that blows them away. Like, why aren't you doing this? Or, I need you to come do this. And I'm just like, if I'm there, I'm there. And if I'm not, I'm not. Like, I don't love you any less. I don't like you any less. I just have prioritized what I'm doing and where my mental space is. And I'm okay with that. Is that weird?
No, that's
But it
perfectly normal.
affects,
That's having boundaries. That's trusting your intuition. That's self trust.
but it flips
Um,
people off. Like, I mean, it's kind of like a big, holy shit, you don't like me anymore, or holy shit,
because it's
you
not the
don't
societal norm.
know. Well, I mean, even your game.
Most people in society are codependent.
Well, yeah. Look at your game show host. This has gone on ever since COVID. Please check your mental health. Know that I love you. You're not alone. How many times a day do you hear that if you're watching TV or you have the radio on? I bet for me, I think I got food on my chin. Sorry. I'm like, I think I have dinner on my chin. Whoa. Or bugs. Hmm. I mean, you hear it all the time anymore, though, and people need that validation. They need to know that it's okay to be anxious. It's not okay to be anxious. It's not normal to be anxious. I mean, is it okay? Yeah, it's okay that you are. You're not going to lose your shit, probably. But that shouldn't be norm. Peaceful should be norm. Staying in your own lane doing you should be norm.
Yeah, I mean, we do that like, well, I don't know about we, but I do the over explaining, the asking for the approvals, the, asking for the opinions. Even though, I don't I don't need to do all that. I still do it a lot. Um, so I'm learning to try myself when I do that, but it's kind of the society group instead because there are people with perceived authority, well, with authority from when we're little, your parents and teachers, and then as you grow, you're in school, your teacher if you're in college, professor, whatever, what I mean? Like all these people, police officers, medical professionals, they all have authority over you. So like
Mm-hmm.
you're kind of taught from the time that you ask opinions, advice, and you do this and you do that, like uh, it kind of taught like you're if you don't,
I think we just lost. Are you there? I think
yeah.
Chrissy. Yeah, okay. You kind of like what at the end of that.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
So, I mean, we're taught from like a very early age that, everybody in certain positions has authority over us. So we're
Yes.
taught from a very young age to always ask for permission instead of
Yep.
standing on our own.
Yep. And then the vice versa of that is, I mean, I remember my parents used to say, like, sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness than it is permission. Why do you have to ask
Yeah, I
for
remember that one too.
why do you have to ask for forgiveness? Like, we have to ask for forgiveness because what we do, our own choice, isn't going to be correct. So if I had asked someone else's permission, I would have had a correct response and I wouldn't have had to ask for forgiveness. I mean, it just makes you wonder.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. When I was in the military, it was more of a, am I going to be able to handle the punishment for doing this?
Sure, sure. Well, in nursing, it's the same thing. Like, I can remember, running and having to do things, whether it be in home health all the time. Jesus, that, home health nurses and one of my friends, Shannon, on like she goes back and she watches these things, and she's hospice, and it's like sometimes it's the Wild West out there when you're in home health. I don't care what agency you have or what agency you work with; it's the Wild West, and you're out there doing all kinds of renegade shit trying to keep things together. And that's what you do. You don't ask for permission. You go back and say, I had to do this.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Real life isn't, you don't have time. Military, you don't have time. Yep.
Yeah. In the military, especially you got a bunch of 18 to 22-year-olds.
Oop, we lost her again. She will come back. She will come back. It's getting ready to storm in various parts of Missouri, so we're having connectivity issues tonight. Well, I'm waiting for her to go back on tonight. I always tell people what I'm drinking because it is a spiritual speakeasy. There's a product at Target that's absolutely amazing. She's coming back on. There she is.
Hey.
I'm plugging my product since it's the spiritual speakeasy. I always plug for free these companies, hoping somebody will fucking give me a contract, right? It's called Trip. You ever drink Trip? It's really, really good.
Love it.
Trip is one of my favorites. It's got it's vegan, it's low calorie, it has lion's mane, magnesium, L-theanine, and ashwagandha in it. So it's like super good for you. Doesn't have a lot of sugar, doesn't have any chemicals. It's a clean drink. And this is peach ginger. Shout out to Trip in case you want to sponsor me. I drink these things. They're like $4.99 a piece. Sponsor me. Anyway, Chrissy's back. So yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. The people, it's getting ready to storm. We got that. It always happens. So yeah, like I'm just going through our list of things. Discomfort, people's reactions. What's the difference between external permission and internal authority?
Yeah. So,
yeah.
I took notes on that. Hang on. External permission is like asking, is this okay? And internal authority is this feels right for me. And then one is asking, the other is declaring.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you, like, it falls back to that, I don't have a safety net. I'm wrong,
So for me,
but
if I had to explain that to people, which I do when I go into people's houses to clean and remove things, I watched this great video one time, and I explained it. The dude acted the whole thing out. It was great. He actually had a pistol. It was a non-violent video for those people who are concerned about violence. But he's like, if I walk in and I have an eraser like in my pocket, and I go in to rob a bank, and I pull the eraser out and I go, give me your cash, motherfucker. People are going to laugh because I have an eraser. And if I walk in and say, would you please let me have the cash in your drawer? People are going to laugh because there's no authority there. If you walk in and you say, give me your cash now, people are going to be more apt to jump. If you walk in with a pistol and you draw it and you say, give me your cash now, people are going to give you their cash. They might hit a panic button, right? But you're going to get a result. To me, coming into your authority is when you command something. I didn't say demand. And there is a difference between command and demand. There's a slight intentions, I think, is the difference there. But when I walk into a house and it's got something that I need to get out now, I don't say, excuse me, dear energy blob, but I really need you to step to the left and walk out the door in a very nice, gentle fashion. You know, I will call in whatever I'm calling in to remove that. Now, why don't I remove it myself? I have. There's been times I've walked in and I've said, I'm commanding you to go. But there's also nasty things that I really don't want to take the fight back with. So I will command something to come. Is there a difference? Am I asking for permission? I'm not. I don't say, dear Michael, Archangel High, or Lucy, can you please come in right now? Like, I know you're probably busy with a million other people and fans and followers on TikTok, but could you please just step in for a minute and go do this? I'm like, boom, now. And I command both.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, is like, you know, Lucifer and Nancy and talking about, they're not, and they were never human. At least not all of them, anyway.
So we give them human qualities. Why?
But they definitely don't respond the same way to, hey, could you please take care of this for me? Thanks. They're not. They're gonna be like, I mean, they might if they feel like it, but they respond more to, hey, come do this. Here's what I offer in return. You know?
I don't even do that. Now, if I'm doing contract work, yes, there's a payout. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. If I'm doing a contract, or if I'm doing a binding, or if I'm doing something and I'm bringing in things like that and I'm having them do work for me, yes, there's an offer of, this is what I'm paying, this is what I'm asking, this is my deal on the table. But when I'm cleaning people and I am in a situation where there's something on the ceiling, I never make a deal. Never. Yeah. I'll walk into a place and go,
no, you just order it out. And if you have to call something in to help you, then you do.
And that's how Lilith told me no.
Yeah.
I actually called her in to do some, there was something that needed to be removed and it was up her alley. And I'm just like, you know what? I've already seen 2 people today. Fuck this shit. I don't have the energy to do this. I don't. Like, I'm tired. Like I was tired. And I'm just like, you know, I called in Lilith to take the energy and she just stood there and said, no. I mean, at least she told me no, right? But no, it was a hell no, fuck no. Fuck you. Bye, bitch. No. You're smiling. So then I called in Lucy and he took it right off the bat, you know, go figure. I was just, you know, I already asked him to do some things. I was just like, okay, we'll just go to the next one, but it didn't work that way. Hecate always comes when I call.
Yeah.
So, you know, I really have not had a problem with too many things not coming when I call. And my calling is not, hey,
no, I mean that.
It's not a, hey, can you please come
Other
down?
than, I mean, I came to you for that cleansing because I was just like covered in sludge. After that,
You were, but now you
yeah.
speak clear.
After
Now
that though, it was pretty easy to connect again once I had you. That was
well,
bad.
it's like sometimes like battery cables, you know, right? Like, you know, the things on your I'm not automotive, but you know, the things that connect to your battery in your car. Sometimes those things get nasty and you got to clean them. Like, right? The connections get icky.
Yeah.
And our connections get icky because we're humans and we're in a nasty society with nasty people. It thundered here and we may have lost the guys there. Okay. I was like, ah. It's thundering and lightning hard here. but once you get the connections clean, like I don't ask. I mean, if it's little piddly stuff, I ask.
Yeah.
I don't know. But commanding, definitely. If I want something removed from a room or from a person, I just command it. And if I don't feel like that energy drops, then I just move on down my list.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a hierarchy when it comes to energy work that I will go down. I mean, I always call Michael first, right? Like Michael's always been my go-to from the beginning of time. And I don't know why. Probably because he was one of them that came to me when I was in need of something and it just worked out and I like the energy. So, you know, if I don't like the energy,
I mean, let's face it, Michael's always down for a fight.
Michael, oh my God. And that look that he gives you, like when he comes down, it's just like, holy shit, here we go again. She's needy.
Michael's always down for a fight. He likes it.
So I'm looking at our list. So external permission is seeking things from other people, but it's also seeking things from your spirits. Wouldn't you say external is definitely like when you go to an altar and, you know, I hear people say a lot. Greg says Michael is the best. Greg also wanted to know what Trip does for you. It's lion's mane. So it's a relaxer and it's magnesium, which will make you poop. I'm just going to say magnesium. There's like 4 different kinds of magnesium and I don't know which, you know, I'd have to look them up to tell you the difference, but it relaxes you and it's just calms your nervous system. And so lion's mane's really good for brain cells. Like it helps reconnect and regrow brain cells or neurons or something like that. I'm not trying to be a scientist here. Michael is the best though, Greg. I like Michael. He's always very spooky and emo when he comes to me and has that look like, holy shit, there she goes again. Exasperated. That's the look he has every time I call him. It's like, shit.
Yeah, he never looks like those little baby angels and
No, he does not. He does not.
No.
But Luke doesn't come down looking like blonde hair and blue eyes like everybody says he does either. That's not what I see. I don't know what you all are seeing, but that's
not what I see either.
But you know, they always put him like with angel wings. No, not at all. Okay. Tie it into our work with entities like Lucifer, Hecate. You work with Lilith. I work with Baron and Brigitte. I work with an exclusive African traditional religion witch group that I cannot name on air, but
Kali from Hinduism.
Mm-hmm.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She'll tell you how it is. She's not one for external validation or asking for permission either.
She is not. She is not. She is not. I've worked with some of the Indian gods and goddesses, and I really like to work with them.
Mm-hmm.
Kali, I've been told I needed to work with Kali. Whew, I don't work really well with things that immediately give you what you want.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm the type of person to be like, okay, okay. And then I start racking up some debt real fast.
Well, I mean, it's kind of an off with their heads thing. Being an Aries, I'm an all or nothing. So if I get really pissed at a situation and I call Collie, I can't pull it back fast enough. It's already in action. And I can't work with Santa Morta. I used to work with Santa Morta, and that's real time shit. Like, I need a delay switch, and my spirits that I work with know me enough to know that when I say blah 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 blah, they're going to put the hold button on, and it's going to be okay. We're going to sit back for like 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and then we're going to come back and go, is that really what you, let's think about this, let's process through this. Collie and Santa Morta don't do that for me. They're just like, okay, heads off. Shit, wait a minute. No, I didn't mean that. It's just
Time out, no.
no, guys, take it back,
I wasn't ready.
I was just talking through it. Just because I paid you and put it on the table doesn't mean I want you to do it. Like, yeah. There's got to at least be 24 hours so I can think about it and process it before, just because I speak it doesn't mean that, And Brigitte shows up like that for me. Grand Brigitte, when she shows up, I know I'm in trouble. I know I'm in trouble because she doesn't show up. Number one, she wants something. Or number two, I've done fucked up. And Brown always sends her, like he does. I'll sit and drink with him like it means nothing. She shows up and I'm like, oh fuck, I fucked up. Oh.
Yeah.
And she shows up the really pretty side. I don't know if you know who Grand Brigitte is, but she's like, she walks with the dead, so she's half rotten, half skeleton, and the other half she's very beautiful. And when she shows up beautiful, it's because she wants something. So when she comes out all pretty, it's like, oh, she wants flowers, or she wants this, or she wants that, and I will give them to her because that's just the relationship we have. I had some white face powder, like some Japanese face powder, because when I do my gigs, like sometimes I'll do my like an Asian makeup. And like, seriously, I had this whole dream one night about the face powder, and she ended up getting the face powder and the brush. It's still sitting there. I can't remove it. Like, it's that, okay, it's yours. But when she shows up with the rotten, decayed half, I know I'm fucked. It's like, here comes the ass chewing. And I still haven't lit up that altar because of the thing, putting the wrong thing on the wrong altar and not giving it to them. And I mean, she made that very, very clear. And I took it off of Lucifer's altar and put it on, which I never do that shit, but I had to, like, there was not a choice. I was directed, but I still haven't lit up the other altar because my ego and pride was like, fuck, man. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to say I screwed up yet, but I did screw up. So I really need to do that. But you know what? I didn't
tomato.
I didn't say and I'm not asking for forgiveness. Like, I'm just like, when I'm ready, I'll do it. I'm being stubborn.
Yeah. Well, and that's one thing too, that I've learned working with Lucifer here lately is that he is the light bearer, or like in the Italian witchcraft, he is the sun god.
Yes.
So like he's gonna shine a light on stuff, and he's all about wisdom, right? So whatever it is you need to learn, or whatever it is that you're not seeing or you don't want to see, he's going to keep shining that light and keep beating you over the head with it until you see it.
How do we get wisdom? I mean, think about that for the listeners. We don't get wisdom by an easy street. We either get it through someone else's mistakes or our mistakes. So when you pray for wisdom or you're asking for wisdom from him, it may not be given in a book like, hey, Amazon's got this great book you need to read. It's going to be a lesson that's going to teach you, and you're going to remember it the rest of your lifetime. And it's not always
Yeah.
positive. Usually it's not. Not snot. It's not. I ran that
Well,
together.
for me personally, I learned best the fucking hard way. So
But you follow through.
that's
You
how it's gonna
follow
show up for
through.
me. Um,
But that's what we do.
so,
Like,
but yeah,
you
I've definitely
follow.
that point has been driven home recently. Working with him, like, okay, you're right. My bad.
But it's true. It's
North
true.
Star.
I mean, he will definitely show you what you need to see. It doesn't always go smoothly. Because once you start, here's a good analogy for working with him. You may not think you got some motherfucking cockroaches until you turn a light on and then they scatter. I had this home health patient. I thought literally, why did she paint her walls this color brown? Like it was a color brown. Like it was like dirty brown, like bad, dirty brown. And I'm sitting in a chair, and I always had to do these 5 o'clock in the morning visits because the kid was on some special medicine and it had to be drawn like before he went to school, before he took his medicine. And he had to take his medicine an hour before he ate, before he could go to school. And it was this whole thing. So I'm sitting in there one morning and I got my little flashlight, and we don't turn lights on because the kid is grouchy and we just don't do this. And I could stick him. And one morning his mom came in and hit that switch. And I mean, the walls were not brown. Those were roaches. And the color, like roaches went everywhere, right? The light shows you what you cannot see in the dark. It's not always pretty.
True.
It's not always pretty. And with him, you don't know how you're going to see it, but you're going to see it for real.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and illuminating that shadow work, bringing that all in so that you can, incorporate your shadow self is
balance. You got to have balance.
It is. It's balance, but it's well, for me, it hasn't been pretty. I won't say for everybody, but for me, it hasn't been pretty. A lot of stuff I didn't want to face, learning a lot.
But it's beautiful. There's a difference.
And I mean, I'm a Leo, so I am the best at just like, if I ignore it, it'll go away. If I don't shine my Leo light on it, it doesn't exist. It'll go away.
I know. I've seen that with you. I have seen that with you.
Yep. So I'm learning a lot of really hard lessons lately. But it's good. It's good for me. It's definitely keeping me right sized, right? Not a martyr, not too big for my britches, just me. I'm learning to stand in my authority. Like a safety net.
We've had some real honest conversations from both of us.
Yeah.
And we call each other out. And I think that's the cool thing is like when you're working with some of the same entities, like you can be honest within your group and like it's kind of like being checked. You're just, and again, it's not permission, but sometimes we think we're at one place and we're not. That's not at all what we're at.
It's like accidentally had the map upside down and be like, oh, oops.
Yeah. Or like zombies. If you're into zombie films, like zombies, where the zombies think that they're the ones saving the world, and they're really like walking into the wall, and they're not doing anything. That sometimes what we think we're doing is not what we're doing at all.
Yeah. So the first time the first port I ever hit when I was in the Navy, when I was, first time deployed, first port I ever hit was Marseille, France. And me and my Liberty group took the bullet train to Paris. And we were all drunk trying to find our way back to the hotel on subway maps that are in French that did not have the little yellow star of "You are here."
How'd that work for
Sometimes
you?
I feel like I'm doing that in my everyday life.
But you made it back. You made it back,
The
right?
map isn't in a language I understand. I don't have the little yellow "You are here" star. We're gonna wing it. We're gonna go with it.
Do we need it though? Do we need that yellow star that says we're here? Because isn't here really an illusion anyway?
Yeah, that's that permission.
Mm-hmm. It is. I was
That's
looking
that.
at
That's that safety net. That permission.
asking for signs versus already knowing. Like, if you know you're lost, why are you
That all
asking?
comes back to self-trust. You're not listening to that. Your intuition. Your intuition is the voice you trust the least.
And
Well, for
yet,
me anyway. I say you, but I
someone
mean
else.
me.
When you ask somebody else's opinion, do you think that they know anything more than you do? Like, shit. I don't know. Like, we all have our traumas, so we're all kind of given the answers based on that. So you might as well trust yourself.
Yeah.
And our mistakes, this gets into when you make a mistake, is it really a mistake or is it a learning experience? So if people quit looking at their choices as being bad or good and looked at them more like, well, that did not go the direction that I wanted it to go. So maybe the next time I'll choose the other way, as opposed to bad Julie, you shouldn't have chosen. You to see you can't trust yourself. No, you just learned a valuable lesson.
Well, and I think a lot of times too. So if you look at it, right, if you look at things like PTSD, right, and the thing with PTSD is you try your absolute hardest. I don't want to think about this. I want to forget about this. I don't want to think about this. And you do that so much that you can't forget it, that it stays forefront in your mind and it stays stuck there. Because like if somebody tells you don't think about the pink elephant, the only thing you can do is think about the pink elephant. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, when you're making that mistake or you make the choice and it didn't go the way you wanted it to, that's stuck right here, right? And then it gets the negative quantity because it won't go away. You can't make it go away. It just, So I'm not saying like everything gives you PTSD. I'm just saying like it gets stuck right there, and then you assign the negative connotation to it,
What happens when it's stuck and we're giving it all that attention? Now we're manifesting it even more.
Exactly.
Because
Yes.
like if you just said pink elephant, so now like I'm thinking about the pink elephant in the room, and pretty soon I'm gonna manifest that fucking pink elephant because I don't want the pink elephant. I don't want to be the pink elephant. No pink elephant. And now what have I manifested? A pink elephant, because that's where my attention's going so solidly. So when you think about
and it's like a circle. It just keeps going and going.
And that's what fear does. And that's why we ask for permission to get out of that, but we don't need the permission to get out of that. We never need the permission to get out of that. Just get out of it. Right?
Yeah, train. That's hard because like our mind already trained away from society. You got to like rewire your brain. It takes time. It takes effort.
It does. Excuse me. Voice chakra choking there. It takes effort. You got to do the work.
Like you got to want to, you got to have the will, and you got to know, right?
Yep. You do. It's a really big thing. Like, or, you can take a pill and get fixed, right? Or you can go see somebody who's going to clean you and get fixed. No, it's not a fix. It's an adjustment. But then you have to do the work once the adjustment's been done.
It's like it's the pharmaceutical company, right? They treat the symptoms, but they don't cure you. If you want to be cured, you got to do the work up here and in here.
That's true. Whoop. You there?
Yep.
Okay. Well, lightning, thunder just hit, and you're like, woo, and doing your wishy. So, excuse me. We have 5 minutes left. 5-minute warning, because it's bedtime for small humans. The difference between guidance and dependency. I think we talked about that. Didn't we? Hello, Chrissy. Are you there, Chrissy? Oh, Chrissy just froze up. I'll keep talking. So the key idea with this last part is, are you asking for guidance or are you outsourcing your power? But we lost Chrissy. So sorry, she's sending me texts. Yeah. So there she's back. Woo.
Sorry.
That's okay. No,
All right, the whole house shook.
That's okay. That's okay. So,
So-
are we outsourcing our power? Yeah, I think we are. We give it away all
Of course
the time.
we are. Yeah, all the time. All the time. We're always outsourcing our power. I know capitalism tries to tell you that it's outsourcing the work so that you can lay back and reap the rewards. But when you outsource, you give away your I won't say you give away, but you don't have the authority over the whatever it is you're trying to do, because now something else is doing it and they're going to do it the way they want to do it, not the way you want it done.
Mm-hmm. Right. I see this done so much with metaphysical workers nowadays. There seems to be a need to, well, first of all, in the community that I'm in, there seems to be, I'm going to piss off some people, there seems to be a big need to copy everybody else. Yeah. And I don't give a fuck what you're doing. I do what I'm doing. And I'm watching people come on and make references on Facebook and TikTok to, in our community, you may be going to this, and this, but that is not what this is. We should be doing. But then every time I do something and I get a certification, then they're getting certifications. And they've got big studios. Like, I don't have a big studio. I see people in my home when I choose to see them and when it works out. And it's a whole thing. And I'm like, why do you feel like you got to compete with me? Like, we're not in the same league. What I do is not what anybody else does in this town. Like, I do my own thing. I walk to my own beat. I talk to my own spirits. And I don't really care what you're doing. Like, that's cool. You make it work for you. But why is there such a need to seek approval by everybody else and be like everybody else? Oh.
Well, it's not just that too. Like, it seems like there's a need for our conforming to you conform, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be the same as them. Almost like you need that not approval, but reassurance that they're on the right path, that they're doing the right thing, because they don't have the self-trust. They're also, in a way, seeking permission because they're not trusting their intuition. They're not doing the self-trust. So they need that reassurance.
Yep.
And so it's permission. So when somebody does it different, then it's like, well, what if her way's right and my way isn't? No, she has to conform to what I'm doing so that I know my way's right.
It's kind of weird, though. I mean, when you think about it, it's kind of weird because I don't ever ask that. And this whole thing had got me thinking about, like, I ask my own permissions. Don't get me wrong. I'm way far from perfect. You know that. Chrissy has seen me. Chrissy has seen me at some shitty points in my life, and some questionable judgment things as well. I mean, come on. It's, I fuck around and
we're human.
I fuck around and follow through. I always follow through. But
yeah,
there are some things that I don't ask for permission for. I don't go to my spirits before I buy new equipment. I don't go to my spirits before I try something new. With the spirits, I do. But if it's with me, I don't. I'm like, if it's okay, well, shit, if it wasn't supposed to happen, that's what it just happened, and now I'm going to learn from it. That's just not who I am, and I don't seek counsel. And I watch these other people, like, I don't know, like, first of all, don't tell everybody everything. I'm just going to say that's asking
exactly permission. Never tell everybody everything.
And before you're going to go do something that's like your career's on the line or your health's on the line, if you go to somebody, make fucking sure you can trust them, because people will work you and do things to you just because of jealousy and human nature. So, like, I'm not one of these people that broadcasts when shit goes bad. You're not going to hear about it. Things are awesome. Things are amazing. Things are great. They're always going to be awesome, amazing, and great and fine. Fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. They're going to be that. Because people don't need to know all your business.
Facts.
That's permission. Again, if you got to tell everybody everything, what are you looking for? A pat on the back, a shoulder? Like, what are you? Few people. And like you and I talk, but we do a lot of the same work.
Yeah.
Don't outsource to people who are not in your game.
Facts.
I'm not love and light. I'm a balance. I go dark. I'm not going to outsource my shit to the Christian community. I love you. I mean, I love you the same, but we play differently. We work with different energies, and you screw yourself over by doing that sometimes.
Yeah.
Because one person's prayers and thoughts can cancel your shit out real quick.
Well, and if you think about it, as far as like when it comes to spirituality or religion, conformity has led to more wars.
It has.
You got the Crusades and all that stuff, like, just because people were different, or
Right? So do your thing. Let's sum this up, because I know you got storms, and then you got kids too, and storms and kids are not a good combination.
Yeah.
What do you want to say last? Like, what do you want people to know? Your thoughts, your opinions.
Just remember, standing in your own authority is going to feel a lot like you're standing alone. And that's okay. Growth is uncomfortable. And that's okay. Just because it's uncomfortable doesn't mean it's bad.
It's unfamiliar. It's unfamiliar for some people.
And then, other than that, start trusting your intuition more. It shouldn't be the voice that you trust the least. It should be the voice you trust the most. If the vibes are off, then it's probably not for you.
That's very true. It's very true. And sometimes it's scary. Like, sometimes it is scary to listen to that voice. Or you go, what the fuck? Like, you ever have, like, you're driving down the road and you got so many miles, like, left on a trip. And for some reason, all of a sudden you feel the need to get off the highway to stop at that Casey's. And you're going, but I really don't have to pee right now. And I still have 2 more bars before I need gas. But this thing is in your head going, you need to go. You're going to Casey's now. Go to Casey's, because there's something that something knows that's going to put you in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
Start with the little things like that.
Yeah. Just the little everyday things.
You know? It makes a difference. And it's kind of like boundaries too. Once you start listening, it gets easier and easier. You know, nurses, we used to joke real quick. We used to joke about the word no, because new grads are horrible. Like, I love the TikTok videos with the nurses. There's one guy, God, I just love him to pieces. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate you. He's always talking about, he does this whole thing like new grads, and he goes all the way up to the older nurses that he's got terms for it. And it's always like, will you take this shift? Yes, I don't want to get fired. I'm going to take that shift. Yes, I can do another 24-hour shift in a row. This will be 5 in a row, but I can do this because, you know, I don't want to lose my job, and I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Hi guys, Jay's on. He says, hi guys, like listening to your gut. Yeah, listening to your gut. That's exactly right. Listening, that's exactly what that is. To your gut response. So new nurses, they're scared to death. And by the time I was like ready to retire and left on disability, it was so funny because they're like, we need you to take this shift. No, you don't understand. I'm going to have to come in and work if you don't take this shift. Not my issue. So
it's like, you coming into work.
That's why you're making 20 grand more than me, because you're the boss and you got to come in and do that shit. Why would I come in? Well, this will be my 3rd shift. Well, this will be my 6th. So the answer is no. You know, like, you know, you got to learn, and it does get easier. And it's the same thing when you're trusting your gut. Like, when you start trusting, you know, it's the right, and you'll also do the opposite. You'll go, I really should be doing this. And I'm just stubborn enough right now that I'm not going to. And I know the response that's going to happen because I should be doing this, but I'm just not going to. But that's also not asking for permission. That is doing what you choose to do and being sovereign doing it. And you, again, you take the hits if you made the wrong mistake or the wrong choice. Yeah, that was fun. Was told I shouldn't do it. Did it anyway.
Yeah.
Makes for some great stories.
Thank you.
I love you. Thank you for being on. I'm sure we're going to have more topics in the future.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Go tuck your kids in. Guys, it's storming. I am going to get off the computer and shut it down because I don't want my Mac going sour. I love y'all. Have a great night. Be safe in the storms. Take care. Listen to your gut. Listen to your inner voice. Quit asking for permission. Damn it. You're a good enough person, your own. You don't need that. Be yourself. Be yourself. Be safe, guys. Love y'all. Getting off. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.